Hey, what's up, guys? It's Palace, and today we're going to be reading and reacting to some Reddit Am I the Asshole stories. All right, so let's get right to it. The first one actually has like an update, so it was more than likely a previous post, and it has been updated by the person who posted it. All right, so it goes, Am I the asshole for not forgiving my brother after he almost K'd me? Firstly, I want to thank everyone for giving their support. It helped me communicate my feelings to my family and stand my ground. I do not trust my brother. I feel unsafe, and I do not forgive him. They keep trying to lessen his actions by saying he feels so bad. He loves me. He had a lot of stress. He had a mental breakdown, etc. My mom even said, "Don't you go to church every Sunday? You can't forgive him." I told her it feels like my feelings are being ignored, and she told me that I don't understand because I'm not a parent. She won't let either of her kids be homeless. She won't let her family be broken up. If I couldn't stand living with my brother, I could live in my car. The family was broken up when he SHOKED. So I'm not sure what words I could say and can't say. It's like when you grab someone by the neck and squeeze, pretty much. It was broken when he pulled the GUN. It was also broken up when he pulled the trigger on my thigh. However, I can't change her mind. I feel unsafe, so I don't have a choice. I'll be living in my car for the foreseeable future. You gave me reassurance with your words, and while I admit that a car with no working AC in Florida is not an ideal living condition, I'm praying I can find my way back up out of this pit. This sucks, but I like to leave this family behind for my safety, my sanity, and my future. The reality of this is starting to hit me. I feel like I'm a effing shambles. I feel like I'm in. They put I in. But the genuine only other option is living in this house. She taught this man that he can do whatever and she'll bail him out of all consequences. I'm heartbroken, but the rest of this is for me to worry about. Thank you for your kindness and thank you for your time. You helped me realize that it is normal to feel the way I do about my brother, and it is correct to stand my ground. After I hit post, I'm going to let this pent up emotion hit me in the sanctity of the backyard. Good night, everyone. Cherish your loved ones. It says update number 2. This is, I think, from like a separate post that they had posted. It says some of y'all called it. He was on psychedelic drugs. He's going to rehab, therapy, and church. Not religious, but it's for community. He is also on medication to help him with his conditions. I am not expected to forgive him, and I certainly want to keep things slow. I don't want to hate anything, much less my brother, but what he did was horrible, and I don't want that getting ignored. I am moving in with my buddy. I will keep the door open for my brother, but I will keep things extremely slow and monitor his improvement over time. He's taking lessons in accountability and making major effort, including paying mom back, buying me plenty of things to replace what he stole from me, and apologizing severely. I see in him that he recognizes what he did was wrong and the danger he put me in. The last thing he told me today was, "I'm happy you're alive. My family acted quite crazy, and I think living on my own now is going to give me back a level of safety and control that I need. I am so unbelievably grateful to all of you who came in to offer advice, perspective, and outlets to find help. You gave me methods to word how I felt, strength to stand on my ground, and patience to stay strong and hopeful in what is undoubtedly the hardest time of my life. Now I can say I had a loaded GUN pointed at me twice in my life. What an icebreaker." To everyone, thank you so much and cherish your loved ones. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna be honest. For her to say, I mean, trying to keep it like neutral, which is pretty hard. You know, anything he did, being on what he was, doesn't make it an excuse. You have every right to feel how you feel. Um, the fact that your mom was like kind of willing to oversee all that, but then contradict herself by saying like, she won't allow either kid to be like homeless, but then proceeded to tell you that if you didn't like that or you don't want to live there, pretty much, like you can live in your car. That's homeless. So I don't get that. Maybe she was under a lot of stress, but that still doesn't make it right. You're right for feeling the way you did, and you're also right for your actions. I just think it's good that you listen to, to the people that were giving you advice. Seems like they steered you in the right direction. Things do get better, All right, so story number 2. Am I the asshole for not telling a coworker about my relationship? So I, 25 female, am a teacher who's been in a relationship with another woman for about 2 years. I'm not in the closet per se, but I don't scream about being gay from the rooftops, and I don't tell everyone I work with either. Mostly because I live and work in Texas and it's not always safe or welcoming. Anyway, I've been at my current position for 2 years. Another teacher on my team, Molly, is sweet but very religious. I would consider her a work friend, but we are not super close. I've never told her I am a lesbian or dating a woman, mostly because of her religious views and the fact that I genuinely think she would treat me differently after learning. Since it's now summer break, everyone spent the last 2 weeks yapping about what they are going to do this summer. I'm going to Edinburgh with my partner and told some about 3 workers that I am going with my girlfriend. Molly asked me and I told her I was going to Edinburgh. She asked if I was going with anyone and I said my friend. Kind of a lie, which is where I might be the asshole. I guess another coworker who knows about my relationship let it slip that I was going to Edinburgh with my girlfriend, not to gossip, but just in a how fun is that way, to Molly. Today I got a long text from Molly about how hurt she was. I did not share this with her and lied about going with a friend. She said she was confused why I did not feel safe sharing. Most of my friends are queer, and we all think that no queer person is ever obligated to share their queerness with when they feel unsafe. But now I'm wondering if I was making assumptions about Molly and overreacting. She seemed genuinely hurt. TLDR, I am a lesbian and lied to a coworker about having a girlfriend and did not want to come out to her. Coworkers' feelings are now hurt. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. No one's obligated to tell anyone anything about themselves, just like no one's obligated to associate with anyone, Coworkers are usually there, what brings you guys together is work. You don't have to be friends. I mean, it's nice to be in good terms with them. You always want to be good with them, but yeah, no one's obligated. Plus you said it's not like you guys are that close. So, I see why you would be weary. You explained it very thoroughly, and painted a good picture as to why. But even if that wasn't the case, no one has the right to know anything about you. So no, you're not the asshole. No worries about that. Especially like a sensitive thing like that in where you're located. So no, definitely not the asshole. All right, so story number 3. Am I the asshole if I, a 29-year-old female, refuse to be the person designated to take in my sister's child if she and her husband both pass away? My sister, 26 female, and her husband, 28 male, are planning to get pregnant next year. Right now, they're getting their ducks in a row financially and legally. The subject of who will take in the child/kids in an event they both pass away was gently breached when they visited our hometown for Mother's Day. Our parents are too old to take in a child. Her husband's mom is pretty old as well. Dad passed away last year. Plus, she lives on the other side of the world, so that could be messy in a number of ways. Her husband also has no siblings, which leaves them with me and my brother as the most obvious immediate options. We're both currently single and child free. To be blunt, I don't care for my sister's company. I wish her well, but we are very different. We have very different values and personalities. In short, she's mean-spirited, rigid, and emotionally volatile due to a diagnosed personality disorder. She's managing better these days, but I don't trust it to last because she isn't reliable about taking her meds, and she still has bad flare-ups on occasion. She's also very, very materialistic. She is, in my opinion, ill-suited for parenthood. But ultimately, that's not my decision to make. One of my big worries, possibly an unfair one, is that she will have children with similar difficulties. My brother made it clear in no uncertain terms that her would not be willing to take on raising. They kind of phrased it. Let me see if I could clear it up. My brother made it clear in no uncertain terms that he would not be willing to take on raising one or more kids. My sister wants 4, but we'll see what happens. I get the feeling he shares my fears, though we didn't have a chance to talk after Mother's Day. I didn't commit one way or the other. I could feel our mom eyeing me, and I felt guilty. And I didn't want to ruin Mother's Day brunch for her. So I politely suggested we could discuss it at a later time. I mean, she's not even pregnant yet, and we steered the conversation elsewhere. I know this is likely to come up again soon, though they're visiting again in a few weeks, and I'm not sure how to respond. I know I want to say no, but would that make me an asshole? If I say no, their kids would likely end up in foster care if worse were to happen. They really don't have any other viable options, and I do think I could be a good parent to 1 or 2 children if I had to. I just don't really want to. And if my sister actually has the 4 kids she wants, it would kill me to try to care for them all. So am I the asshole if I told my sister and her husband not to put me down as their potential child/children's backup guardian in their wills? No, you're not the asshole. No one's, again, no one's like entitled to that. I know that, if I have kids, when I have kids, they're my responsibility 100%. Like, I have to plan for all that stuff, and I can't just, kind of throw it on someone that's unfair. Something you didn't plan for shouldn't be something that you get stuck with. Me personally, I'm really family oriented, so I would care for my siblings, kids 100%, but that's not an obligation. So no, you're not the asshole for that at all, like whatsoever. So story number 4. Am I the asshole for not praising my girlfriend for cleaning the bathroom? Yes. Me and my girlfriend recently moved in together in my house. We currently have a symbiosis where I work full time, sometimes up to 90 hours a week, and pay the mortgage, groceries, utilities. She works around 20 hours a week, and she also takes care of the house and chores. We both agree we prefer things this way. And even though I've offered to help when I do have time off, she'd rather spend time going out or something. Well, the bathroom has gone almost 3 weeks now, unclean, and I've been working long hours. I am a germaphobe, and it's really starting to bother me. So I asked her to please get on cleaning the bathroom. She cleaned it very well. When I got home from work, she asked me to get up from relaxing and come look at the bathroom, which I did. She was very excited to show me how good of a job she did. I recommend that if it looks nice, I commented that it looks nice and I appreciate it. She did not seem happy with my response. I asked why. She said she expected more excitement and praise. I told her that keeping the bathroom hygienic is bare minimum and not worthy of praise, but I appreciated it. And I told her I would expect the bathroom to be cleaned at least once a week. She said cleaning the bathroom is gross and she doesn't want to do it often and express praise when she does it. I told her that's absurd. Now she's mad at me. Am I the asshole? Edit. I'm an electrical lineman. Yes, we do occasionally work 80 to 90 hour weeks. The reason I had specified it because I worked a 90-hour week leading up to this specific situation. I was not trying to say I frequently work 90-hour weeks and it is exhausting work. I work 40-hour weeks. A 40-hour work week is rare. Me and my girlfriend came to an agreement of the stereotypical man pays for house, woman takes care of house. It's not for everyone, but it works for us. I should have said slight germaphobe or maybe not even use that term at all. But I definitely dislike dirt and clutter more than most people. And others commented on it all this time. Some dirt is unavoidable. But in my own home, I like things clean. So some seem to have an impression that I'm incapable of cleaning and never cleaned before my girlfriend moved in. That's just ridiculous. I kept things up to my own standards and cooked and cleaned just fine by myself before she moved in. Part of the reason I don't have time for it anymore is because I have to work more since we moved in together. A bigger house with a higher mortgage and two people that consume more food and utilities cost more money, not to mention money for dates, etc. I also try to clean up after myself when I can. Like if I pee on the toilet seat, I'll get the toilet paper and wipe it up real quick. People keep asking what she does with her income. She uses her own income from her 20-hour minimum wage job to pay off her car insurance, phone bill, student debt from when she dropped out of college, to take care of her dog, and to support her hobbies. Also, people are saying that I didn't say thank you. If you read, as I wrote above, I commented that it looks nice and I appreciate it. I said thank you as well. She expected more. I am a male 24. She is a female 23. Damn. So that's a little complex. I was just joking about saying like, yes, it's just that the way he phrased it at the beginning is kind of funny. Like it just kind of makes you guilty right away. It seems like there's like a slight miscommunication and you guys need to really talk about the agreement that was set up initially. Me myself, the way I was taught is like whatever mess you make, you gotta just clean it on the spot. I don't really expect anybody to do anything for me. I get it. You're in a partnership. If you love the person, complimenting something that they do shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it really does seem like it kind of bothers her to clean that up. So I think you guys should probably speak about that. Are you the asshole? I don't know. So like you tried, you know what I mean? It's just you guys. I feel like you guys got to sit down and really talk about it again. It seems like there's like a disconnect, and there's like more communication that needs to be established. Especially since you guys already live together. I'd say definitely try to talk about things because that agreement, like, so if she agreed to clean the house, right? That was the agreement. But it seems like slowly it's like bothering her too. She doesn't want to clean it, every week. I'd say talk to her about it, really, really communicate about the agreement that you guys had set. But are you the asshole? I don't know. I feel like you guys got to figure each other out a little more, especially since you live together. And all right, story number 5. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he needs to keep his appointment or go to a walk-in salon? Okay, so there's a very low stakes, really, but I'm curious if I'm completely off base or not. My husband, 42 male, has been going to a specific salon to get his hair cut and facial hair trimmed once a month-ish for a couple years. I'll admit, I'm the frugal one in the family. I'm a SAHM, and we are very much on a budget. I, 42 female, have long hair that I color with henna and trim myself. So I feel like this is an overindulgence on his part. He claims it is an absolute necessity for his work. It's not been worth the fight for me, so if he needs to spend $100 a month on his hair, I'll just accept that. We live about half an hour outside the nearest large town where he happens to work. So he schedules his hair appointments during his lunch break, which is fine, but he frequently just cancels his appointments day of because things get busy at work or whatever is going on. When I initially expressed this was disrespectful of the stylist's time and a waste of money on cancellation fees, he told me, oh, this stylist understands and she doesn't charge me the fee anyways. She says it's not an issue. Again, I have bigger battles to wage, so I accepted it and moved on about a month ago when he told me that the stylist informed me that when I cancel today, she will be enforcing the cancellation fee now, so I need to find a new stylist. To me, this is absolutely a sign it was never okay, and he was taking advantage of this stylist's kindness and non-confrontational nature. I pointed out to him that a walk-in chain salon like Supercuts or something would be ideal for him, partially because it would be half the price of the salons he's going to, but mainly because then he wouldn't have to set an appointment time. He could just pick a day things were very slow at work, queuing up online and then go to the stylist and then go when the stylist is available. He said, oh no, I couldn't go to Supercuts. That's for kids, for reasons. And I said, okay, like what? His response was, I need a professional stylist with a barber's license as well, so they can trim my eyebrows and shape my beard, and I need an appointment time so that they're ready for me at a set time and I don't have to wait for an appointment. I gave him a blank look, hoping he'd make the connection himself or wasn't being serious. But when I realized he obviously was serious about this, I said, so you have a set schedule that needs to be followed and you want a stylist to accommodate your frequent cancellations without charging you a fee? You see the hypocrisy in this, right? That's not fair to the stylist for you to want to cancel whenever you want, especially if you don't even want to compensate her for that. I got super offended and said, well, whatever it is, this is my lifestyle. He got super offended and said, well, whatever it is, this is my lifestyle and how it has to be. It seems obvious to me that he is without a doubt the asshole, but sometimes I'm completely off base with things, and I don't have a regular stylist, so maybe I'm making a mountain of mole here. Is what he's asking for reasonable? No. The fact that the woman hadn't been charging him a cancellation fee for so long, you're like spot on. He has to understand that, like, it sounds like he has an ego, like he's like, oh, they got to move on my time. No, the world doesn't work like that. The world keeps moving whether or not you move or not. If you have a set time for when you're supposed to do things, you're expected to be there at that time. If not, you're right, you wasted the stylist's time. I'm sure that he thinks his work is very important and things have to be done when they have to be done. But it seems like he fails to recognize that other people's time matters as well, which is very selfish of him. So you're right about that. All right, guys. So that is all the stories for today for this video. I will be posting about 3 times a day. So if you like this content, make sure to subscribe, comment your thoughts, like, share. And if you want to, you could also, give me suggestions about other type of videos that you would like me to post. Again, this is Palace. You guys have a great day. I'm out.